Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: is it bad to hold a cat like a baby? Before we begin, let's first take a look at today's topic overview. It's okay to carry a cat like a baby if it's well supported and has no spinal injuries. However, most cats dislike cradling because it's a restrictive holding method that can bring back memories of past trauma. It can also be worrying and uncomfortable. However, affectionate cats may enjoy being held belly up, if only for a short while. Owners can carry their cats like babies, but only if it's done safely and just as long as the cat isn't putting up a fuss. Technique is key, well, just like holding a baby. Before anything, look for those signs of trust. Make sure your cat passes the blink test. This is a sign of contentment if your cat is willing to blink at you. Relaxed and happy is the objective right from the jump. If your cat's physical posture is a bit rigid and your pet has that deer in the headlights look, all of this should be a hard pass. Don't even try it. As for the proper technique, it goes a little something like this. Gently pick up your cat or kitten and place it on its back. Secure it in the crook of your arm. If your cat seems content, maintain this position. However, at the very first sign of trouble, place your cat right back on all fours. Never try to fight the tide here. This could wind up with your cat becoming petrified to no end, while you could find yourself on the receiving end of some rather unforgiving claws. If you have ever held a baby, you are more than familiar with what we're talking about here today. No point in preaching to the choir. However, do cats really enjoy being held this way? It's not normal, but it is something they really is it truly something they dislike, or do they just tolerate it? What's the deal? Well, they can learn to love it if they trust you. It's really all about their own unique personality more than anything else. While trust does play a major role, obviously, some cats would rather be just about anywhere else than have their stomach exposed. The position itself is extremely vulnerable, and that alone can place fear in a lot of cats. Let's go through a quick checklist as to why some cats dislike being held in this baby style cradle position. First up, fear and stress. Here again, this whole position is not normal. Next, we have restraint. The reason we hold babies the way we do is because we value their safety and security. Well, it just doesn't work that way with some cats. They realize it's a restraint position, and many cats like to make their own rules. Imagine that. If you do anything to a cat, holding or otherwise, where they feel as though they no longer have the control, the ball is no longer in their court, some cats will lash out and try to escape that environment. Next up, disruption of your cat's natural instincts. Similar in many ways to restraint, cats just instinctually do not enjoy being picked up and held. It removes them from calling the shots. Here again, that's not to say that your cat won't love it. My cats enjoy it. But the fact is that it does go against the grain. Cats, given the choice, would rather be in charge. And holding a feline like a baby essentially takes them away from the cockpit of life. They'd much rather fly the plane. Next up, your cat could have a bit of a troubled past. Some cats react negatively to being held in this fashion because of an abusive past. If a cat has been abused, they could be fearful of being picked up and held, as the ultimate loss of control could remind them of harmful times. While cats are unable to recall specific details regarding the past, they are able to make associations, for better or worse. If being held, especially in the baby cradle style posture, reminds them of something stressful and possibly abusive, they will not stand for it. Next up, it just doesn't feel natural to your cat, harkening back to those instincts. The overall position is not natural, and therefore it will not feel natural. The baby cradle position is not one that a cat will attempt to place itself in naturally. In fact, unless a feline has ultimate trust and confidence with respect to its environment, the idea of prolonged belly exposure, well, it's almost unthinkable. And finally, your cat could be in pain. If your cat has a known injury or is masking an injury or ailment, the position that your cat is forced in order to be held this way could be painful. For example, if your cat is suffering from lower back pain, being somewhat tucked in your arm could put unwanted pressure on some rather painful areas. This is a case where some hissing and some clawing could enter the mix. Okay, what if everything mentioned just does not apply to your situation? Like, hey man, what are you talking about? My cat loves it. Hey, some cats do quite enjoy this holding position. They enjoy the comfort and the security. If your cat is affectionate and has the trust of you and trust in you and is able to let that guard down, then this could be your pet's favorite way to relax and nap. If your cat has been handled this way essentially from birth, then it knows nothing else. It doesn't know to be afraid, or at the very least, to be a bit skeptical and anxious. If your pet has been babied from day one, then hey, it's all good. While it's a bit rare that a cat would sort of give up this type of independence, cats like this certainly exist. Trust and comfort can go an awfully long way. Mix that in with the right personality, and all is right with the world. Drop me a line in the comments section below and let me know if your cat loves to be held in this fashion. Did you ever have a problem with your feline, or was your cat content being held this way from day one? Please share your story if you feel so inclined. And in respect to today's topic question, is it bad to hold your cat in this position? From just an instinctual standpoint, it does go against most everything a cat will tolerate. However, if your cat enjoys it without putting up a fuss or a fight, then there's nothing wrong with it at all. One cat's vulnerability is another cat's security. And as long as you're responsible and don't force this type of holding posture upon your pet, everything should be just fine. It's fair to say that you'll know within seconds if this is your cat's cup of tea or not. If you would like more information concerning today's subject matter, including information regarding how to properly hold your cat, those important do's and don'ts, please click the initial link in the description box below and join us at seniorcatwellness.com. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.